Good evening, Manitoba Female U18 AAA Hockey League fans, and welcome into edition 2 of MFHL Game Day live on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. For this matchup tonight, for the first time this 2024-2025 regular season, at the Niverville Recreational Center, as the Eastman Selects playing their season and home opener tonight against the Central Plains Capitals. This game and our pregame show brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terraco, and Goaltenders. As for how things have been shaping out so far in the Manitoba Female Hockey League through one game for most of these teams, the Avros have now played twice, owning the Capitals last night in their home opener and in the Caps season opener by a score of 8-0. The Westman Wildcats and Yellowhead Chiefs also won last night as Yellowhead opened up their season at home against the Brandon Weekings in Brandon's first ever regular season game at the female U18 AAA level. And Westman ends up beating the Pembina Valley Hawks pretty handily on the scoreboard by a score of 4-1. Maybe that game was a bit closer at points, but nonetheless, those scores actually haven't been reported yet on the MFHL's website. Only the Winnipeg Avros versus Central Plains Capitals games. So full standings are going to be there all season long. Visit MFHL U18 AAA for more information. But as for how the schedule is looking tonight, the Winnipeg Avros are already underway in Morden against the Pembina Valley Hawks. This game, of course, from Niverville between the Selects and Capitals coming up shortly here as the Zamboni makes its final trips around the ice. And as for the Interlake Lightning, they're in Yellowhead tonight to open up their season. Yellowhead looking to go 2-0. 3 games will be played tomorrow. The ice will be in Shoal Lake to battle the Chiefs. The Wildcats will be welcoming in the Interlake Lightning into Surrey, Manitoba. And the Pembina Valley Hawks will be back at home tomorrow night to take on this team who we're broadcasting tonight, the home side in the Eastman Selects. But as for this game tonight, if we take a look at both of these teams coming in, and we'll start off with the home team in the Eastman Selects. Coming off of their best regular season finish in franchise history with 19 wins in there, they would end up actually finishing tied for second in the regular season standings, along with the team that they lost in the semifinals to. Eastman would head into the playoffs with the 3rd seed based off of the head-to-head tiebreak that they had against the Wildcats, battled through the first 3 games of that first round series against the Interlake Lightning, played their best in Game 4 to advance and forward to that semifinal series where they get their first win of the season against Westman in it, but it wouldn't matter as the Wildcats would roll to win that series in 4 games as they would move on to their 3rd straight final last season. And as for the Eastman Select, sure, they've lost players like Ginger Fast up front, Ori Kennedy isn't there in net to play with goaltender in Addison Tomes, who's returning for her 2nd year. And Adeline Nolgren has been on the Winnipeg Avros this year. She's playing there. But they got a good group of returnees when we take a look at the graduating players that will age out of the program this year. Danielle Hepner, along with Sophia Heidinger, Lexi Remillard, as well as Callie Remillard and Abby Dixon. So good veteran group there. They also got players like Isabella Carrier coming back, Shan Scott Cook, as mentioned, Addison Tomes in net. They gained Delaney Rigaud this season as well, and Veda Rigaud from the Interlake Lightning. So this is a good experienced group. They added some young blood, some rookies to this program, and this team's ready to improve off of last season. I'd have to think the goal is to get even further, especially with this type of returning talent they have coming back. But as for the Central Plains Capitals, 0-1 to start off the year, lost 8-0 last night to the Winnipeg Avros. They got I'd like to say a new coach, but he's been around. He's coached the U15 AAA team for the past few seasons in Ferdy Nellison. He makes his return this season behind a U18 AAA bench. And last time he was the coach of this league, or coaching in this league, he had a chance to coach the Central Plains Capitals to their first ever MFHL regular or playoff championship, that is, made it all the way to the ESO Cup qualifying there to make it, and what an experience they had there along with Ferdy Nelson. And this is a young team this season. Aside from goaltender in Elise Denbo, forward in Courtney Dupuis, and also defenseman Lana Cipriano, all players are going to be eligible to return to next year's rosters. Those are the only 2025 graduates on this year's team. So Ferdy Nelson, I've had conversations with him. He's raved about how he thinks the talent is starting to come together in Central Plains at the U15 level. He's got players from that team on this year's team making that next jump. And it's early in the season. This team on paper, maybe not as talented as the Eastman Selects or a Winnipeg team, but expect them to come at you hard, to play aggressive, and to not give up in this game no matter what the score is. Getting into the keys of the game, it's Eastman's first regular season action, playing at home. The emotions might be high. How do you compose yourself and not let those emotions, come before good play, good discipline, and all that good stuff, right? This is a team that, plays hard, plays together, hypes each other up. So, that positive energy, I think, will be a positive for them tonight. And get to your game. This team is so good when they get on the cycle, get on the forecheck, not spending as much time in their defensive zone, making the simple passes. With Laird LeLuc, who was assistant coach for the past few seasons on this team, stepping up to head coach, he will be looking for that type of consistency in his group's game tonight. As for the Central Plains Capitals, it can only go up from here. You played one of the favorites heading into the season. If Elise Denbo is playing, no matter her or Olivia May, can you step up to the task and make the saves? As Eastman will be all over them tonight, most likely you'd have to think, can you survive those chances, and can you start to get some offensive chances your way? Can you show that aggressive play and get on the good forecheck that could make you successful? Those are all the things Central Plains is looking for tonight, as well as I'm sure looking to stay disciplined. So you don't want to give this Eastman team too many advantages on the power play with their talent there. They are now introducing the home side, the Eastman Selects, for this 2024-2025 home opener in the MFHL for themselves. So it will be Isabella Labossiere making her way onto the ice. This has been our pregame show, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll send it off here on your home for MFHL hockey, sending it off to what is going to be our game screen. This concludes our MFHL Game Day pregame show. Selects and Capitals coming up next here on the network. as these selects get announced by their PA announcer, introducing this year's 2024-2025 squad, they gather around their net. Central Plains did the same. National anthem coming up next. Last time this Eastman Selects program played a meaningful game here at the Niverville Rec Center, or Rec Complex, was back when they lost in their final game of the season to the Westman Wildcats in 4 games to end their bid at their first and second championship since 2017-18. As for the Central Plains Capitals, they got their season going last night in Winnipeg, losing big time, 8-0. But it will be Elise Denbo who gets the start for them in net. Addison Tomes for the Selects. Doesn't matter about what happened yesterday. Only matters about what happens tonight. As the puck is dropped and we're underway. One to Cipriano, backhanded in. Onto the stick of Beavis. Plays this off of the close boards. Gets past Cipriano, who's given chase. Also given chase is a Eastman Select number 3, Caitlin Schroeder. Couldn't get there quick enough. Remillard. Callie, that is, tries... banking it in. Sends it in deep to the corner where Cipriano will be forechecked by a Select. That pass out in front can't go. Missing a teammate. And onto the stick of Madeline Moorkirk. This turns it over. Long pass up. Too many men potentially coming. No, the refs decide to let it go early on in this one. As all the way down for the icing this puck goes with 19:14 left on the first period clock. Both teams getting a change. Or Eastman, that is. Hepner on the draw, loses this one. So it'll be Marganet who rims this around. Marganet again. Or Paige Holmes this time. For the Central Plains Capitals. Behind the net, loses possession of this puck. It's Hepner. Goes up top to the point. Back down low to her. Hepner unloads. Her shot scores! Looks like Denbo had some trouble seeing it. And for Hepner, she takes advantage. Accurate high shot through a screen. As the grade 12 gets her year rolling the right way. Opening up the scoring this year for the Eastman Selects. Go back to center ice. This line still remains out there along with Heidinger. Number 12 and Blake Haas. This puck sent all the way down. Cipriano first one on it for Central Plains. Makes a pass up to an outlet girl, but that doesn't connect. Sophia Heidinger down low gets her stick tied up by Cipriano. As there'll be a delayed penalty coming up here to the Eastman Selects. 2 minutes for hooking. Sophia Heidinger in that battle down low. Got her stick caught up in the wrong place. With that, here's a chance for the Central Plains Capitals to maybe find some life in their game. Even though it's early in this one, still searching for their first goal of 2024-2025. I don't believe Ferdy Nelson is behind the bench tonight for this team, but of course, he is their new head coach. As this clear by Eastman, couldn't get out at first, and now they go pressure in, and here's a turnover. Abby Dixon gets stopped as she tried to go off to the races. There's going to be another penalty coming up to this Eastman Selects team, this time going to Isabella Carrier, who has changed her number this year from 18 to number 8. Delaney Rigaud taking number 18. The other number 8 in this game, Cameron, out to take the draw for the Central Plains Capitals as they're on a 5-on-3. Taking it behind the net and up to Blocker. Across to Cipriano. Nets off, but the refs didn't seem to tell it was off. As Tomes makes the save, we'll get another face-off with minute 36 left in this 5-on-3 advantage. Draw one by the Selects. Trying to get this out, held in at the line by Cipriano. Goes across to Blocker. Blocker, she unloads her shot, blocked away by Tomes. So it'll be picked up by Zubek. Zubek battling with Beavis. Gets this up top to Blocker. Blocker, cross ice to Cipriano. Has some trouble cradling that pass. Has no choice but to send this down low to Lily McGregor. McGregor short pass. Can't find Zubek's stick cleanly. Out this puck goes and cleared all the way down. There's a roar from the Selects bench. Not sure if you can hear it that clearly on our broadcast, from a broadcast vantage point, that is, from a broadcast audio. As Taryn takes a spill, Eastman gets it out again. Bounces off of the shoulder of Cipriano and out of play. But yeah, in talking with Lexi Remillard, by the way, had a chance to interview her in one of the first episodes of the MFHL podcast, which is returning tomorrow night for episode 4. Ashley Van Agelen, head coach of the Avers, will be the guest. But, you know, Lexi talked about how this is a team that's always hyping each other up, giving good energy on the bench. And we saw that on display last season. Been hearing it early, echoing around this arena in the early stages of this one. In the early stages, or the late stages of this 5-on-3, the Capitals control. It's Holmes, spinning away. Holmes gets away from Scott Cook, passes it off. Capitals try going tic-tac-toe. They can't connect. Onto the stick of Courtney Dupuis. Dupuis from the high face-off circle. That shot off of the post. Grazes it so close there for number 10. Scott Cook able to get to this puck. Sends it out of play. Get another stoppage. 2 seconds remain on a 5-on-3 for the Capitals, where they've had good pressure in terms of high up in the zone. Their most dangerous chance coming recently off of the stick of Dupuis. That went off of the post. Both of these teams getting bodies in front of the goaltenders to start things off. Tomes kicks that away into the close half wall. Back to even strength now. That shot on net, sticked into the backboards by Tomes. Up to Cipriano again. She unloads. That'll be blocked. Huge one by number 3 in Schroeder as an offside on the play. Gives us another stoppage in this one. Danielle Hepner starting off this Eastman Selects 2024-2025 regular season campaign with the first goal. One of what could be many this season for her. Her and Heidinger were bright spots on last year's Selects team. All season long, they always did good things no matter what game it was. Expected to take an even bigger role this season. Same with returning players, of course, like Jan Scott Cook and Isabella Carrier, who are now in their second years with this program. This, speaking of, almost turned over in the high slot, but number 9 of the Selects and Maya Grenier couldn't make anything out of it. This gets sent all the way down deep into the Select zone. Beavis, first one to recover. Retrieving this, her pass misses. Hepner goes through her legs as Callie Remillard sends this in. Or Lexi Remillard, that is, sends this in deep. Her teammate gets on the forecheck. Kennedy Carrier out there now in the area. Kennedy gets a stick on that pass out, stays on it, gets a stick on Cameron there, stick checking her off the puck in the neutral zone. Sophia Heidinger battling along the boards now. McGregor able to pick this puck up. Into the possession of Heidinger now. She scoops up this loose puck. That shot high off the blocker of Denbo and out of play. And as for Elise Denbo, commits to a Division I college. Makes, Team Manitoba in the past, was last year's top goaltender in the league. Beating out Rachel Hallerson for that award. And a player where, honestly, even though the Winnipeg Ice dominated play last year in the first round playoff series, it would have been way, way bigger of a score if Denbo wasn't in net. Had to play absolutely perfect to steal that series. So her team tried to help as much as they couldn't, but could not sustain any real high level of play as those games went along in terms of their scoring chances against that very good Winnipeg Ice team. And, credit to Central Plains where credit is due. Against that juggernaut of an Ice team last season, they stayed with it, never quit throughout the series. And this season, looking for better results, of course, with an even younger team in this developmental year, as Denbo made the save recently. It'll be Caitlin Schroeder who gets this in deep for the Selects. Turned over again in the neutral zone by the Capitals, but able to take this away at their own line. Goes up to Delaney Rigaud. Tries going cross ice, but couldn't find a teammate. It's now into the stick of Marganet. Marganet stops up, tries sending this puck towards the net, but cannot. It's held in at the point. Sent back to a Capitals player in Taryn, or Courtney, that is. Or Dupuis, Courtney Dupuis. This is played up to Delaney Rigaud. Has a girl with her. Rigaud tries sending this to the net, but wide of it, as she had Maya Grenier with her. Short pass, backhand pass across to Mila Marganet. It's Marganet on the backhand, plays it back to a defenseman in number 11, Moosetail. Moosetail down low. No longer has the puck as this goes cross ice out for this Capitals team, giving chase. It's number 19 in Lily Hume. It's Hume unable to get to that puck quick enough. Played up to Heidinger. Heidinger gets rubbed out by Moerkirk. Sent into the Capital zone once again. And back out just as quick. Abby Dixon. Backhand pass to Beavis. D-to-D they go. Played off of the boards by Kennedy Carrier. Now down low as Heidinger. First forechecker on it. Misplayed puck. Pass by the Capitals. That almost turns in to a Selects goal in front as Denbo robs Dixon. Beavis cutting in now, taking it to the net. Oh, nice save made by Denbo on that prime scoring chance from Beavis. Beavis continuing with it. Gets it to Scott Cook. That shot will be turned aside and covered up by Denbo. In this matchup, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, McCann Fasteners and Tools, Terrico, and Goaltenders. For Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Be sure to visit their website at centralsportscards.com. As this puck back up high, right point to Beavis. She walks in, takes a shot, glove down, seen all the way by Denbo. That's with 11:10 left, shots 5-2 in favor of Eastman. Shout out to Ice Wave Media for being at these games as well, taking great pictures of all these teams that they cover or can get out to shoot from around the league. As that crew works very hard. Our crew's been hard at work this week as well. Speaking of, we've broadcasted 4 hockey games in a row now. Of course, the MFHL season opener from the Hockey for All Center on Wednesday. Back-to-back days of MMJHL hockey and our final MFHL broadcast of the week for this opening weekend in the league. Here tonight from Niverville. Be in Stonewall tomorrow for an MMJHL regular season date between the Stonewall Jets and the St. James Junior Canucks. So in this game, whistle blown off the face-off draw. Ava Mearleys. Sneaky through the legs of Callie Remillard. Off the nutmeg on the face-off. Mearleys will get kicked out of the draw. Maya McGregor on to take it. Or Lily McGregor to take it, as I should say. Ended up losing it. Chased down by Veda Rigo. Rigo to the middle, cutting, being pressured there. Sticks on her from Central Plains Capitals players. This is up to the point. That shot unable to get through, make its way past as it came off the stick of Blake Hawes. Hawes sends it down low again where Veda Rigo is there to give chase. Puck gets rimmed around in the Central Plains zone. This will be taken away by number 10, Chloe Carrier. Carrier backhanded up top to Lexi Remillard. Plays this down low as a cycle now being activated for the Selects. That short draw pass down low, unable to make it there fast enough for the Selects to do anything with it. Allows for the Capitals to go the other way with it as it's chipped in by Taryn. Strong on the body, though, was Maya Grenier as she played this puck DD. It's now up to Heidinger, who plays it up into the neutral zone. Heidinger battling along the boards, creates a turnover of Kennedy Carrier, who sends it in deep now. Kennedy, first forechecker in and gets that puck race won. Short pass to Hepner. Up top to the D. It goes. That shot from Lexi Remillard will be turned aside. Seeing it all the way was Elise Denbo. So it'll be Danielle Hepner out to take the draw against Taryn. Taryn wins it. But the Selects get to the puck first down low. Unable to chip it past that Capitals player was Kennedy Carrier. Almost held in at the line, but Selects decide to regroup. This is played across to Joelle Normando, who sends this in deep. Hepner, first forechecker on. Evading her was Paige Holmes with a short little pass. This goes to Taryn, but ends up in her skates. Loose puck there. Picked up down low by Isabella Carrier. Now her pass exits out of the zone. The Select smart enough not to touch that up, though. This number 17 in Vaderigo just left it. As the Capitals try playing this to the low slot now. Puck in the Select zone at this point. Loose puck picked up Cheyenne Scott Cook. Plays a pass across to Abby Dixon, who works her way down the right side of the ice. Coming in on the Capitals. She tries to send a backhand pass to a teammate. No one there initially is Beavis. Activated a bit into the zone. D to D, it goes to Cipriano. Off the backboards. Is turned over into the neutral zone. And back down low again. Denbo. Later stick out to leave that for a teammate. This puck Can't be breaking out cleanly as the Selects at the point now. Beavis unloads her shot. Oh, off of the helmet or a body of a Capitals player. As a penalty coming up now. Capital getting too physical in the corner. That's Jocelyn Cameron who will go off for the next 2 minutes, putting the Selects back onto the power play here. Or onto the power play for this opportunity. 7:37 remains in this first period of action. This game brought to you by Midcanton Fasteners and Tools as well. Visit Midcanton Fasteners store locations in Brandon and Winnipeg. Visit our website at midcantonfasteners.shop. We're going to have to change the color of that font to white. Thought black would look better, but turns out I was wrong. We'll get that sorted during intermission. Yeah, for this Capitals team last year, finished dead last. It's only up from here, especially after an 8-0 loss last night. It's early in this one. They're down 1-0. Shots kind of close. 7-3 in favor of this Selects team. And speaking of their power play, it'll be short-lived for the Selects. So it'll be Caitlin Schroeder going off. 2 minutes for tripping. It's been Central Plains that have gotten the majority of the calls throughout this period. It'll be 4-on-4 and not much of a power play opportunity this time, though. Mostly will be 4-on-4 as of about 13 seconds left to work with on the power play. Once the Cameron penalty ends. 4-on-4 play here for the next in 30 seconds or so. Play to the net. Oh, getting a piece of that was Callie Remillard in front. But Denbo was quick enough to turn her away. Lexi Remillard gets tied up along the boards. Central Plains chips it into the select zone. Player takes a tumble. Crashing hard into the ice. That's picked up. Nice stick on the forecheck there from number 14 and Lexi Remillard. Defenseman last year in the league with this team along with Callie. Both of them being sisters. It must be a pretty cool experience to, bond the way they've been able to throughout these years, growing even closer. Though they're related by blood already. Denbo turns away another shot. 40 seconds left on this 4-on-4 sequence. It'll be Sophia Heidinger back out, wins the draw. Up top it goes to Lexi Remillard. Plays it across again in the direction of Normando, back onto the stick of Heidinger. Heidinger from the tough angle. We turned aside there by Denbo. Short pass. Not able to make its way out as Normando just held the line. Capitals, though, finally do get some time and space to work this out. Lexi Remillard takes away that space right away as she was up on Robichaud right away. Robichaud battling along the boards. Or that's Lily McGregor, Robichaud with her, trying to dig this puck out. Penalty for the Capitals expires. 13 seconds of power play time for them coming up. Someone communicating something down on the select side, I think just making sure they cover it well. And I'd say it turns out pretty well for them. And icing ensues here for Central Plains, effectively ending that power play opportunity that they didn't have much of a chance on to begin with 13 seconds only on it. This draw will be won by the Selects. Just able to hold it in as Lexi Remillard tries going cross ice to Abby Dixon. Not unable to make it through Capital sticks though. Abby Dixon still on it as she comes back hard to check up on Robichaud. Allows for the Selects to get possession of this puck. Speaking of Robichaud, ends up in her skates, gets it in to the Select zone again, keeps it there. Selects trying to get in on transition. Isabella Carrier has her time and space taken away. before the blue line. Puck sent in and stopped up by Asantomsu, who leaves it there for a teammate in Veda Rigo. Veda being pressured. She'll go D to D along with Beavis. Yelling at her to go. This time Hepner yelling, calling for the pass, but that one missing her. Here's Cipriano skating her way in, weaving that shot. We turned aside into the glove. Lexi Remillard. Seems like we got some gentleman just taking away that corner, so we do apologize about that. We got a new tripod this year, but seems like we can't stay away from people blocking our angles at points. Which at the end of the day, honestly, it's all good. Be better, though, if we could see that corner throughout this game. Stripping penalty drawn here. Taking a spill was Chloe Carrier. This time around, Eastman, for the time being, will have 2 minutes to work. It's number 7, Madeline Mowerkirk. Who had her stick in the wrong place. This draw won by the Capitals as they're back shorthanded. This will be the Selects who try to work this along the close boards to our broadcast angle. It gets played up to the point. That's sent down low, left face-off circle, but the Selects can't get that to the net. This time they do. Rebound turned aside, though, by the Selects defenders in front. Blake Hawes plays this to Chloe Carrier, finds Delaney Rigo, has some space to work with it. Rebound there almost, but not quite for Eastman. They could not get a stick on it. Beautiful transition up to open up space moving forward. A little tic-tac-toe. Back pass to cross ice pass. Nice try by Delaney Rigo on the shot. Handcuffed Denbo as that rebound wasn't controlled cleanly. That was low shot turned aside by Denbo. This time it'll be Central Plains who skates it out. Cameron sends it in deep. Onto the stick of Noelle Normando. Played a D before this gets sent cross ice to Heidinger, who works her way in now. Heidinger delays at the half marks. The half wall, that is. Plays it up to Lexi Remillard. Back to Remillard again. It goes across to Normando. Normando tries going cross ice, but couldn't find that open passing lane there. 44 seconds remain on the Selects girl advantage now. Remillard down low. Hepner, her shot. Oh, that's second goal of the game. She'll have to continue to wait for it. As miss pass up in front. Can't connect with Lexi at the point. 26 seconds remain now on this girl advantage. Lexi was going to go off for a change, decides not to. Plays it across to Kennedy Carrier. But that pass off the mark. Turned over again into the neutral zone onto the stick of Beavis as she shields this puck away from Taryn. This time Beavis takes a spill into the boards after dumping it in. No call, of course, as none were warranted. And with that, Mowerkirk makes her way out of the box. And we're back to even strength here. This first period of action. And this game brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools. We were able to change the font so you can read it cleaner. They're back to sponsor Manitoba Female AAA Hockey here in the province again, along with supporting us on the network. Locations can be found in Winnipeg and Brandon. They're your one-stop shop for all things industrial tools here in the province of Manitoba. Or for all your industrial needs, as I should say. Visit our website at mccanfasteners.shop for more information, and also be sure to visit their stores if you're interested. But dangling a bit in the select zone was number 4 in Marganet. Scott Cook tries cutting in and doing the same, but didn't have as much success. Start of Margonet's moves in that sequence. We're almost at the final minute of play here in this first period. Danielle Hepner with the go-ahead goal earlier on in this period to give Eastman the 1-0 lead. Of course, this time getting caught up in the neutral zone, unable to maneuver past their own player. So we are in the final minute of play now in this first. Rimmed around along the half wall at the hash marks. Central Plains stops up the selects. D-to-D, Eastman goes. That pass played up to Delaney Rigaud. It'll be too far though, all the way down for an icing. 39.2 on the clock. Yeah, Kansas Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. So we gotta change their font as well. I thought I had done that already. Font color, that is. A draw will be to the glove hand side of Tomes. Draw one by Mearleys. As Eastman looking to break in, they do. Pass to the middle. Can't find Delaney Rigaud's stick off of the pass from Maya Grenier. Puck back into the capital zone. Onto the stick of Cipriano. Cipriano protects. Looks to just eat this along the backboards in her own end. Eastman having different ideas though. It's now Chloe Carrier. Moves her way up into the zone. Activates potentially one more shot as that one easily set aside by Elise Denbo. That'll conclude the first 20 minutes of play here in regulation. Score 1-0 for the Selects after 20. It came off of the stick of Danielle Hepner. It's been the Selects who kind of expected this, controlling shots and controlling most of the play at 14 shots to the 4 against that Central Plains has put up. We will be back here soon for some intermission analysis, some first period analysis during the first intermission. So we'll get set to call period number 2. We'll also try to update you on everything else going on around the league tonight and what's happened so far this weekend and opening week of the MFHL season here in 2024-2025 in their 18th year as an establishment. You're watching MFHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca, brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, Kansas Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, and Goaltenders. More to come after a little break here, folks, from the Niverville Rec Center. Welcome back into the Niverville Recreational Complex here in Niverville, Manitoba. As in this game so far, we see the Eastman Selects up by 1-0 over the visitors, the Central Plains Capitals. 15-4 were the shots for the Selects after the first 20 minutes. As for how the standings are looking early in the season, even though these are going to change probably, pretty drastically. Like, these teams aren't going to remain where they are, you got to think. There's going to be more points, more wins put up. But yeah, it's Eastman's first game of the season tonight. Central Plains opened up their season last night in Winnipeg, Manitoba against the Winnipeg Avros in the Avros home opener. Currently going on tonight, we got 3 games on the schedule. 3 games on the schedule tomorrow. 3 games were played last night with the Avros, Chiefs, and the Wildcats all coming away with victories. As for... We'll see if the website has live scoring updates right now. To see where we're at in this Avros game that is being played currently. We'll take a look on their social media, actually. As that game started 30 minutes before this one. And, it's been the Avros who have been rolling tonight. Up 7-1 right now. Wozni scoring the most recent goal from Haggard and Pierre. As for the Interlake Lightning and the Chiefs, we'll take a look if we can find anything here. And not as of yet, so we'll keep you updated on that result as this game goes along. But yeah, as for here in the Niverville Rec Center, Eastman looking to continue to build on their game. They continued to get more and more zone time as that period went along. Continue to get traffic in front of Elise Denbo too. There's not going to be many clean shots that beat her, and even though it was a clean shot technically that beat her for the first of the game by Hepner, not sure she saw it cleanly. So if you can take away the eyes, if you're able to take advantage of her rebound control that at times has been kind of spotty throughout this game, I think that Eastman is going to potentially start to run away with this one. But if Central Plains can continue to control their rebounds better, if they can get players inside that house area to protect and defend, and you just get a few opportunities, if you're able to make the most out of them, who knows, they could keep this game closer at that as things roll along here. The Zamboni is just making his way off of the ice now as he does his final laps. This game, of course, brought to you by Mick Fasteners and Tools, Terrico Goaltenders, as well as Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. So we change up our fonts and get ready for this upcoming second period of action. Still in our intermission process. For these two teams, by the way, for Eastman, they'll be back in action tomorrow night on the road in Morden, Manitoba for a 2 p.m. contest. As for the Central Plains Capitals, playing playing a back-to-back this weekend, they'll get the day off tomorrow. And we'll be back in action coming up next Saturday in Brandon for Brandon's home opener. Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store, CanCentralSportsCards.com, is where you can find Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia's website. Be sure to check out their store as well, located on Miltsteagall Drive in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They offer a wide variety of sports cards, signed memorabilia, And not just hockey cards they sell CFL cards, NASCAR cards from what I've seen, Pokemon cards, really a bunch of different types of trading card games. Really cool place, super big. You could spend hours in there, and yeah, we got a commercial that will be airing throughout this season with them coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But one of your official sponsors here on the network of Manitoba Female U18 AAA Hockey and all of our other content. As Eastman about to make their way onto the ice. Our apologies if we're unable to get most of our broadcast angle in here. We do got people blocking our view into the home side of the rink, which is occupied, or was occupied by Eastman last period. They'll be flying from right to left from our broadcast vantage point this period coming up, and Central Plains will be going from right to, or left to right from our broadcast vantage point coming up. So enjoy this period coming up, ladies and gentlemen. The second just about to get underway here as both teams starting to make their way out onto the ice. So it'll be the selects first. Enjoy period 2 here coming up, folks. Here in Niverville, Manitoba at the Niverville Rec Center as these two teams get underway again here for period number 2, brought to you by McKenna Fasteners and Tools, Terrico Goaltenders, and Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Danielle Hepner along with Heidinger and Chloe Carrier start off this shift in the second. This line, of course, opening scoring up with their first goal and only goal of the game so far in the early stages of that opening 20 minutes. Turned over at the point. Hawes passes over to Hepner. Looked like she was going to shoot initially. Hepner tries threading that through a screen, but this time blocked up by number 3 in Paige Holmes, who rims it around. And now taken by Chloe Carrier. Plays it to the slot area, but could not find a teammate there. Into the corner, can't see her. It's Hepner who gets to this puck first. Went to battle along with Holmes. Down low in the corner, it'll be Mearleys who gets a pass up to number 18, and Lily McGregor who tries chipping this past number 11 and Joel Lee Normando, who ended up turning it over into the Central Plains end. Down low, Isabella Carrier working with the puck. To the slot area, Scott Cook, her shot just wide of the net. Almost making its way to the mesh to beat Denbo for what would have been her opening goal of the season. As Scott Cook battling along with Dixon, the far end of the ice in Central Plains zone. Dixon along with Joel Normando battling. Trying to muscle this puck out is Central Plains. Mearleys gets a short pass over to Dupuis. Courtney Dupuis has Robichaud with her. It's a 2-on-2. Her shot gets through, and it'll be turned aside by Abby Dixon. as draw will be won by the Capitals. That blast wide of the net, as it'll be sent up by Vederigo now. Onto the other number 17 stick, and Cipriano, who played a pass up to Marganet. Marganet back to Cipriano now as Central Plains retreated in their zone for just a moment. Chip pass and getting on with speed is Cameron, who gets cut off by Callie Remillard on the back check. Back up to Cipriano. That shot low and kicked to the far end of the boards on the Eastman end of the ice. Here goes Callie Remillard. Has teammates with her. Draw pass to Delaney Rigo. Shot gets turned aside by Denbo. Puck rimmed around. Marganet unable to chip the puck up for this Capitals team. Dupuis checked along the boards by Vederigo. The Selects trying to get possession back of it. It's Hepner. Scoops up this loop puck to Delaney Rigo. Her shot just high of the net. And activating is Beavis, who tries cutting through, but will have that sticked away by a Capitals player. Danielle Hepner able to retreat this puck into the slot. That for Grenier, but Grenier couldn't get a clean shot on net. Cipriano down low. Passes it to Cameron. Cameron's cross-ice pass can't go. That shot from the point off the stick of Vederigo, blocked by the shin pad of a Capital now. Hepner tries playing this to the net. Ends up behind the goal line. Onto Grenier's stick. Hesitates before going up top to Vederigo. Into the glove this time. Clean save made by Elise Denbo to get a stoppage with 15:56 remaining in this game. Brought to you by Maycan Fasteners and Tools, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, and Goaltenders. Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. As that shot from Isabella Carrier was looking to go up over the shoulder of Denbo, but just missed. As this turned over again, Shan Scott Cook, her shot blistered off of the blocker of Denbo. Stick check allows for the Selects to continue with the pressure down low now. Abby Dixon comes in to support Scott Cook. Scott Cook still on the forecheck with Moorkirk, lays a hit on, not Moorkirk, Eve Moosetail afterwards. This penalty will be coming up to number 19, Lily Hume for the Central Plains Capitals. We'll put the Selects back onto the power play here. 15:28 left on the clock. Hume's penalty coming here at 15:28 remaining in this power play. Cross-ice pass, Isabella Carey having trouble with it. There was Denbo on the save, but just keeps it out. As cleared down by this Capitals team now. Isabella Carrier, who got better and better throughout the course of her rookie season last year with an early chance here on the Selects power play. She went off for a change. Abby Dixon working her way up down the left side. Spins around down low to evade the check-in of a Capital. Cross-ice pass, that goes, but on net. Too weak of a shot to really do much damage against Denbo. As the veteran goaltender came across to make the save. With 1:17 left on the power play. Down low, Moorkirk being pressured. So onto the stick of Schroeder. Plays it up top to Normando. Back up top to Lexi Remlar now, who surveys the zone, looking for the path of attack. But the Selects lose the puck for the time being. Trying to get it back now, working it towards the net. It's Callie Remillard. Takes it behind the net and up top to her sister in Lexi. Lexi surveying options, goes to Delaney Rigo, has this shot blocked by number 11 in Eve Moosetail. Lexi Remillard across to Normando. Normando walking in now. Her shot gets blocked on the way through. Delaney Rigo almost on that loose puck for the rebound attempt on net. As that into the loose slot, redirected to the front of the net, and Denbo finally covers things up to settle things down with 24 seconds remaining on the Selects power play. Be Sophia Heidinger to take the draw. She wins it up top to Beavis, who loses her balance, regains it, plays a pass across to Vader. Her shot scores! Through traffic, this one might have been deflected. Beavis feeds when cross ice to her D partner. Invader Rigo on the power play. And Rigo an accurate shot once again. Eastman getting eyes in front of Denbo, just enough for her not to see that puck cleanly coming through. With 13:44 remaining, it's the Selects up 2-0 here in this second frame. So I think the Capitals complaining about something here, maybe goaltender interference. They thought it should have been warranted. That's just an assumption from up here. They're talking about something. That's settled, though. It's a 2-0 lead. Sophia Heidinger driving wide, down low. Cipriano catches her skates. No penalty on the play. As the Capitals work it up the other way. Into the zone, McGregor circles up. McGregor circles back to the boards, trying to maneuver past a Selects player, and gets it deep but turned over into Eastman's possession. Pass sent all the way into the Capitals zone where Cipriano will be first to retrieve it. Puts the brakes on before trying to make a pass out, but this will be turned over into the low slot, into the skates of Heidinger. Penalty coming up to Heidinger again. Another hooking penalty for number 16 here. We'll put this Capitals team back onto the power play. This game brought to you by 4 of our sponsors, one of them being Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store, located on Milton Drive. Visit cancentralsportscards.com for more information about what they sell, their products, stuff like that. This puck sent out, unable to be held in by the shin pad of Cipriano. She feeds a cross-ice pass up to Marganet, but she'll have that taken away from herself as it gets sent all the way in as Denbo out of her own net to backhand this up the boards. Mearleys, her pass misses Dupuis, recovered by Cheyenne Scott-Cook, who makes her way into the Capitol zone, gets bumped off the puck there. Cipriano will recover. Her pass sent up to Marganet. Misses her as the Selects. A minute gone in this penalty kill. So far, so good. As the Capitals still finding ways to break in. Loose puck picked up. It was bobbling, sent back by the Selects. Missed the stick of Lexi Remillard, who will be pressured by 2 Selects now. Evades that with a short little outlet pass to Joelle Normando, and Joelle Normando sends this all the way down low. Allows for Abby Dixon to change. Now out there is Caitlin Schroeder. Given pressure, given chases, Delaney Rigo as the Capitals look to break this puck out. Bounces into the neutral zone. Turned over into the Selects possession again. Sent in just before the blue line, off the backboards and into the glove of Denbo. with 15 seconds remaining of power play time here for the Caps. The only chance they could maybe get is if they're maybe able to get Eastman to break down just a bit and they get behind their defense. That draw will be won by the Capitals. Behind her own net is Moosetail. Plays a short pass up to Hume, but Hume, her pass, won't make it past the stick of Normando. As this one sent all the way in deep and icing on the play since the penalty had just expired. 10:50 remains. As we'll get a face-off draw all the way back into the Capital zone to the glove hand side of Denbo. Draw won by Cameron against Heidinger. Selects though on the forecheck right away, giving them no time and space. It's Callie Remillard who picks the Capitals player's pocket down low. Tries getting the pass back there from Normando, but bounced over her stick. Schroeder from down low protecting it along the boards. Makes her way up to the hash marks and gets tied up. Lexi Remillard was in for support too. This puck will be picked up by Mowerkirk. Mowerkirk keeps dancing down below her own goal line. Played an outlet pass up, but not good enough as it was into the skates of Cameron. Sent down low again. Outlet pass up to Hume. This time decides to just skate it up past the red line, dumps it in deep. As this Capitals team will have to get back on defense now as the Selects make their way down the ice. Federico, short pass into the low slot for Maya Grenier, couldn't go. Now muscling her way through number 14 in Brielle. Hyde down low. Tries getting a short pass over to a teammate, but that can't connect. As puck back into the neutral zone. First on it, Taryn. Plays it back to Cipriano. Passed up into the neutral zone for Lily McGregor. Tries chipping it past Beavis. McGregor caught with the physicality there. She'll be going off for a penalty coming up. Delayed penalty on this play. So until Central Plains touches it, or in this case, oh, no icing on the play. Denbo comes out to touch it. With 9:01 remaining, another opportunity for the Selects team to strike to improve this 2-goal lead to 3 potentially. So far with 21 shots in this game to Central Plains 7. Draw will be won by the Selects. Controlled up high to Blake Hawes. Sends that to Chloe Carrier. Carrier almost loses the puck, but it gets back to Hawes. Hawes sends it to Carrier. Carrier looking across, feeds one to Isabella. Her shot turned aside by Denbo. Two sisters connecting there. Oh, misplay with the puck at the blue line just before it by Chloe Carrier. Puck now onto the stick of Isabella. She wheels down the right side, trying to dangle in, loses sight of the puck. Could have maybe gotten one last whack at it, in tight on Denbo, but could not. Chloe Carrier controlled up passes to Haas, to Isabella, tries going back door, but that won't go, it's blocked up. It'll be Cameron, Jocelyn Cameron that is, that sends it in deep. Penalty coming up here, head contact. But to who? I believe this might be Cheyenne Scott Cook who goes off. Effectively ending the Selects power play. Central Plains will have 59 seconds this time around to work with some power play time when they do get to their 5-on-4. It's the straw in the Select zone. One. And for the moment maintained by the Capitals, but this puck exits out of the zone. Central Plains able to survive for now as they control. Cipriano tries to threaten a pass up the middle to Taryn, but could not. This will be sent in deep by Paige Holmes. As in on it, it's number 14, I believe, in Brielle Hyde. Holmes sends this one down low into the direction of number 13 and Maddie Frost. Frost has this taken away from her. As onto the stick of Delaney Rigo, who can't send that in deep. Sorry, it's Zubek who's out there, along with number 11. Here's a chance, Heidinger. Oh, she'll be stopped there. Huge robbery by Denbo. Taken into the net as Vaderigo now, who can't be strong enough past Zubik. Heidinger, her shot from the top of the left face-off circle will be turned aside and covered up. And puck management, they're not that clean from the Central Plains Capitals team. Will cause issues when you got a team that's so strong on the forecheck as this Selects team is. With their pressure is on the back check. Heidinger giving chase on Mearleys, who off of the backboards ends up putting this into the trapper of Addison Tomes. 41 seconds now on this Capitals power play, as this draw will be won by the Selects. They just send it out off of the boards all the way down, as Denbo will be out of her crease behind the net to leave that for number 16 and Milla Blocker. As Blocker surveying her options, sends a short pass over to Dupuis. As Dupuis skates around the other side, short pass, that one through the middle, almost danger, but Schroeder unable to stay with it. Hepner now, she unloads that shot, gets her own rebound. Oh, turned aside by Denbo. It's not much of a power play there for Central Plains. We're back to even strength. They look to work this puck up with transition. They do, just getting past Scott Cook was Marganet. Marganet will delay, tight turning near that left face-off circle. Played it across to a teammate. As the Capitals, Dupuis tried backhanding that down low, sent all the way down for an icing. And for Central Plains, you gotta be better on your transition out of the zone, especially through the middle. We've seen multiple times in the last few chances that the Selects have had is that they're taking away that blue line, that exit out there specifically with that pressure, pouncing on any loose pucks there and creating it into a counterattack situation for themselves where they're coming down and putting up some shots, some scoring chances on Denbo. And even on that last transition that allowed them to get out, Shan Scott Cook was there. She just couldn't make the play to check Marganet effectively enough to knock her off that puck. And speaking of another thing in this game, it's been the penalties. They're starting to add up, it seems, here. This time around, it'll be Eastman going off for another penalty, Shan Scott Cook. Of course, we saw her all year long last year, playing with so much physicality, had the most penalties out of any player in the league. Big body, likes to use it. And sometimes gets caught with that physicality. Like that time, we're back onto the power play. As Isabella Carrier looking to get off to the races, tries lifting the stick, but was too early there on number 6. And Zoe Shantz, who's an AP in this game tonight for this Capitals team. Play cross ice to Lily McGregor, who McGregor skates in down the right side, but again, contested. So nothing's been easy for Central Plains on their zone entries, zone exits. Cipriano, her shot, long from the point, rebound covered up there by Addison Tomes. With 1:17 left. on the Capitals' girl advantage. Thank you to everyone that's tuned into our stream so far here. We'll be covering MFHL games all season long, every Saturday, from either here in Niverville and Winnipeg, making it out to Morden this season. Going to be out more often to Stonewall, we're thinking, so going to be an eventful year. This power play hasn't been so eventful tonight for the Central Plains Capitals team as they just dump this down low off the backboards, getting a somewhat fortunate bounce as it creates another face-off opportunity that will be coming inside of the Eastman Select zone. Draw tied up in the face-off circle. First on possession of it are the Selects. Puck sent out all the way deep into the Capital zone. It's giving chase on it. Number 16 in blocker. Almost turns this puck over. Giving a bit of a hack to number 5 was Delaney Rigo. Number 5, of course, Mearleys for the Central Plains Capitals team. So with 10 seconds remaining on this power play, onto the stick of Zubik, tries cutting back, loses the puck. Here's a chance now. Delaney Rigo has Callie Remillard driving to the net potentially. That shot can't get on net. Backdoor pass, Remillard trying to find Rigo, but could not. A bit too aerial out in front. Puck held in by Beavis. Cuts to the far boards, trying to muscle her way down that right side. Plays a pass across, down low to Callie Remillard into the slot that scores! Well, Eastman's been looking for that opportunity to go tic-tac-toe, to work it in the slot all night long. And what a pass that was from Delaney Rigo. Threads it to, I believe that was number 17, Invader Rigo. I didn't catch the goal score, to be honest with you. It happened pretty fast. Get an update right now. The PA announcer will announce it, as Chloe Carrier kind of took a spill into the boards. Vader Rigo with the goal. Could have sworn that Delaney Rigo passed it to her nonetheless. Might have been Isabella Carey, actually. We'll see the replay after this period. I'll go back and check. But Eastman with a commanding 3-0 lead. 27-8, they lead in the shot category. From the side of the net there, sharp angle. Heidinger turned aside by Denbo. This puck just gets out of the Capital zone now. So it's brought right back in by Maya Grenier. Loses possession of that puck. Down low for a split sec. Short pass over to Kennedy Carrier. Where pass to Heidinger ended up missing. Chloe Carrier from the point. That shot deflects off of something high of the net. So we got a whistle too after that. I believe the refs calling that went out of play. The minute 28 remaining in this second period of action. Of course, coming up during intermission, we'll have some analysis from this period, along with giving you an update on what's happening from around the league. Last time we checked, the Winnipeg Avros were up 7-1 over the Hawks. Assume that game is over, or close to over, since started 30 minutes before this one. We also had the home team introductions. But into the final minute of play now in this second, as the Capitals trying to survive in their own end. That puck was in the middle for a moment there. Almost had it taken away by the Selects. Capitals trying to chip it out, but holding the board strong there is Normando to Isabella Carrier. Tried making a move past Cameron. Good stick there from number 8. She sent it up to a teammate, and it gets sent in deep into the Select zone, where Central Plains tries one last-ditch effort on the forecheck to create something rimmed around. Cipriano at the point, holds the line strong against Schroeder. Taryn got possession of the puck, tried working down that right side, but couldn't. Cipriano now can't clear this deep down the right side of the Select zone. 6 seconds left. Holmes, first one on it. She'll just get tied up along the boards. Schroeder picks up the loose puck. That's a nice job by Delaney Rigaud to force what ended up being a turnover, and gaining possession of it there was Caitlin Schroeder down low. Yeah, with that, we send the period into an intermission with a 3-0 lead for the Eastman Selects heading into the final regulation frame of tonight's action. You can just see Eastman getting better and better as this game has gone along. Really giving Central Plains troubles on clearing the puck out. You could really see it in the back half of that period too. Clogging up the boards really well and really playing hard at the blue line, stepping up and taking away those breakout opportunities on those potential long stretch passes up. But a lot of penalties taken in this one. We've seen some physicality from both sides. Players, not controlling their sticks to their best of their abilities and getting penalized for it. Overall, though, Central Plains hasn't been able to make much out of any of their power play opportunities. And if the shots have come through, it's been pretty routine, easy saves for Addison Tomes, who we're not going to say anything about her, as her team up 3-0, 28-8 in the shots they lead against Central Plains. They'll be looking to take it home. Coming up here in this final 20 minutes of play, G-Show Productions, myself, Graham, the G-Show Forsyth. We'll have the third period call here on MFHL Game Day, live from the Niverville Rec Complex, or Rec Center, whatever it may be called, between the Selects and the Capitals here on MFHL Game Day, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, Goaltenders, and Mechanic Fasteners and Tools. League news, period analysis, and the third coming up soon. Welcome back into the Niverville Recreational Complex in Niverville, Manitoba, as the Eastman Selects up 3-0 after the first 40 minutes of this game here over the Central Plains Capitals. Shots 28-8 in favor of the Eastman Selects. Getting stronger and stronger, like I said, as this game has gone along. Laird LeLuc, this year's head coach, taking over for Todd Mason. Must be pleased with what he's seen from his group. You know, Addison Tomes has been sharp on the saves that she's made, but overall not much work for their goaltender, which I think that they got to be very pleased with. This was one of the best defensive teams in the league last season by the stats. They were up there. Closest team to, teams like the Winnipeg Ice and the Westman Wildcats in that regard. By the way, Callie Remillard is the one that fed Veda Rigaud for that goal, not Delaney Rigaud. I don't understand how I butchered that so badly since I called the play. Like I said, it happened so fast, and I guess I just compartmentalize that. But yeah, this backhand, Lexi Remillard has had a strong game there. We've seen Reese Beavis jumping up into the play and making things happen. And of course, Veda Rigaud, offensive-minded defenseman from last year's Interlake Lightning team, gets picked by the Eastman Selects this season. This Eastman team, by the way, only 2 players local here from Niverville, or 3 players from Niverville, as I should say, and Reese Beavis, Shan Scott Cook, and Danielle Hepner. The rest either from Winnipeg or other parts of Manitoba. And as mentioned for the Central Plains Capitals, right, heading into this game, it's only up from here. They had a much better score than by the end of that Winnipeg Avros game from last night. And, yeah, I mean, they've had some times where they've been able to hunker down in their defensive zone and defend well. But in terms of their offensive attack, there hasn't been much of it. And in the defensive zone, as that period went along, actually, in the second, they started to struggle to get out more. Couldn't make the first passes as effectively as we saw in parts of that first. That success rate going down there, and really having a tough time against a Selects forecheck that was coming down hard on them and making them make mistakes in Central Plains. So in this one, for Central Plains moving forward in this game, look to take the little victories, like a bit more offensive zone time. Try to, maybe even double your shots in this period coming up from 8-16, little things like that. Take less penalties, right? Build those good habits going into, your second week of the season, which is coming up next week, as you'll have some time off to think about, how you can improve, how you can adjust as a team heading forward into week 2 of the league that will be starting next week. As for the scores from around the rest of the league, the Avros with a huge 10-1 win tonight against the Pembina Valley Hawks and Morden. A very positive bus ride home, I'm sure, for this Avros squad. And as for this Yellowhead Chief squad, going up against the Interlake Lightning, we'll see if any one of these teams have started reporting the scores. It does not look like that. We'll get you updated maybe by the end of the game here in Niverville on MFHL game day to see if we do in fact get any sort of update there. But as for this game, and this one coming up, this third period of action, Central Plains looking to build on some little positives, the little things in their game, and looking for some positive momentum to build off of, for them to build on next week. And for Eastman, looking to continue their game, which has been a lot of zone time, a lot of offensive chances in the Central Plains zone. And I'd say for Eastman, don't sit back in this period. Continue to come at Central Plains because they're not going to sit back themselves. And we've seen when Eastman hasn't held back tonight and has gotten heavy on the forecheck, good things have happened there. See the Central Plains Capitals in their tunnel, or just outside of their tunnel, just about to make their way out onto the ice. This is a team, of course, as mentioned, you know, they bring in a coach that's coached in this league at this level before, in Ferdy Nelson. But I don't believe he's here on the bench tonight as they only got one coach, and this guy doesn't exactly have the same color of hair as Ferdy does, but yeah, I mean, he's had a chance to coach at the U15 AAA level for the Central Plains Capitals team the past 2 seasons. Has kind of raved about the talent there. Some of those players making their way up into this U18 program this season. And for Central Plains, it's about building confidence, you know, looking to build those good habits and get better and better as the season goes along. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, of course. That's how every team should be looking at it, and how this team is especially looking at it. For Eastman, well, they maybe are expecting to get off to a bit of a better start compared to, you know, their previous seasons. They got off to a fantastic start last season as well. One of the top teams in the league. One of the favorites coming into this season as well. So we could very well be seeing the golden era of Eastman Selects female U18 AAA hockey going down before our very eyes. But the puck is dropped here. We're set and underway for period number 3. From the Niverville Recreational Complex. Face-off will be just outside of the Capital zone. As that pass played across to Marganet, who Marganet sends a pass across, sending Dupuis down low into the Eastman Select zone. Wins the puck race against Normando. Trying to muscle her way along the boards down low was Dupuis, but will have that puck taken away from her. Marganet can't quite hold at the line as the Capitals have to regroup for a sec after having that delayed offside against them. Sent in deep by the Capitals. Now Normando. First one on it. Zubek giving chase on her. Zubek gets a stick in the lane. Allows for this to be turned over, but turns the puck over into the possession of Isabella Carrier, who she looks to make her move. Trying to drag past number 7 in Mowerkirk. Callie Remillard down low had that beautiful primary assist on the 3rd goal of the game near the end of the period for the Selects. That shot on net from Delaney Rigaud from quite a ways out. Ends up being stopped by Denbo, and we'll get a quick whistle and a stop and play here. 18:46 on the clock. Draw 1 by the Selects. Beavis. Her shot through a screen, but wide of the net. As the Capitals trying to play this pass up to an outlet girl was Cameron. She had that intercepted. As Cameron along the boards tries to get this puck from a teammate. Delaney Rigaud shot again turned aside by Denbo and covered up again for another whistle. An MFHL Game Day edition number 2 in 2024-2025. Brought to you by McHenn Fasteners and Tools, Terrico Goaltenders, and Kent Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. D-to-D this goes. Veda Rigaud shot unloaded, but wide of the net. Reese Beavis gets to the boards. Close boards, that is. Sends this in deep, where Cipriano will maneuver, tight turning along the boards to evade the check-in A Selects player in Delaney Rigo. Caitlin Schroeder able to get this puck in now and sends it down deep before going off for a change for the Select squad. Turned over from the Central Plains defense onto the stick of Beavis, who Beavis almost has that taken away by number 7 in Mowerkirk, as the Selects play with it in their own zone for a moment before sending this out cross ice. Sent back into their own end again, where first one on it will be Vaderigo. Gets a pass by Taryn, connects it successfully as it's up to Hepner. How's Vaderigo going to the net? Rebound created on net, but Rigo couldn't get to it. And for Hepner, feeling like she didn't have that cross-crease pass, backdoor pass there, thought she'd try putting a rebound on net for a scoring chance. Heady play from number 19 for the Selects. Speaking of, she still continues to work down low. Tight turn to evade the check-in. Circling up top now. Circles towards the far boards and has this taken away. She was rubbed out, closed off. Hepner back on it, protects with the backhand, flips this down low to Cheyenne Scott Cook. Scott Cook, short pass out in front, that shot, turned aside by Denbo. That shot coming off from the stick of Kennedy Carrier. 16:38 left on the clock. Not even 4 full minutes have gone in this period of play. And the Selects have worked their shots up from 28 to 34. 34-7 they lead now, as the Capitals actually had one taken away. Down low going to work are the Selects. Below the goal line, into the slot, Cheyenne Scott Cook. That shot unable to get through cleanly. That was good defense. Last-ditch effort there from a Capitals defenseman. As Marganet tries playing this puck up but cannot get it past Chloe Carrier, who activated into the play. Capitals able to get it out now. Trying to cut through. A defenseman slice through was number 10, I believe, in Dupuis. Loses her balance. Down low is Mearleys. Will have that taken away by Isabella Carrier, who has 2 teammates with her. Good back check from Central Plains as they were going to have bodies back to cover. Cipriano takes this away from Isabella Carrier. Cipriano into the opposite corner. Blake Haas meeting Dupuis there first. Dupuis goes off for a change as Lexi Remillard spins away from the pressure that was coming down on her. The Selects now having some trouble getting this puck out in the feet of number 9 that is, in Maya Grenier. Puck turned over in the neutral zone. Mowerkirk gets a short pass, trying to do something with this, potentially, as Mowerkirk delays up to the point to Cipriano, deflects all the way into the crease and into the glove of Tomes. 14:52 left on the clock. 8th shot now registered after that one for Central Plains. Cameron wins one to Mowerkirk. Mowerkirk protecting down low. Plays a short pass to Cameron. Back to Mowerkirk. Tries getting a shot on net from a tight angle, but fanned on it. Here's Lexi Remillard now just before the blue line down the right side. Sends it in deep. Off of the boards. Puck gets past Callie Remillard now. As Mowerkirk, all she can do is send one in deep for an icing into the Select zone. So we'll get a face-off inside of the Capital zone. So yes, in this league, you can't change off of an icing. I was correcting myself from earlier. Leaving tired bodies on the ice for Central Plains. That shot turned aside into the corner by Denbo. So now it's to Hepner. Hepner plays this up top. To Vaderigo. How's that shot blocked? Number 19 and Hume getting in the shot lane for the Capitals. Beavis sends this in deep again. Rimmed around towards the opposite side to Holmes. Holmes plays a pass up but can't find a teammate with it, as it'll have Kennedy Carrier playing one to Beavis. Cross ice, who sends this towards the Capitals' blue line to Heidinger, who sent it in deep. Heidinger can't catch that puck at the line, as Ray sends it in behind the net where Tomes came out of her crease. Short pass out in front, can't find anybody. Pass threaded through to Abby Dixon. It's Dixon giving chase. Number 11 in Eve Moosetail. Shan Scott Cook sent a pass across to Blake Haas. It's Blake Haas, D. Chloe Carrier sends a pass up to Grenier. Short pass to the middle to Scott Cook. Delayed offside on the play, as Eastman lost possession of the puck heading in. Created a bit of a jumble, and that jumble turned into an offside. It's tied up at the blue line. The Central Plains blue line, that was, off the face-off draw. Taken in now is Taryn, protecting the puck along the boards. This will be taken away. Chloe Carrier was able to cut her off onto the stick of Scott Cook now, as Cook driving down the right side. Strong on the puck is number 15. Tries playing a pass to the point and it gets there to Carrier. Chloe Carrier unloads that shot, can't get through traffic. Might have hit the backside of her own teammate in Maya Grenier. Chloe Carrier, speaking of, closes off. Number 9, Ray at first, but Ray able to get loose and send this in on net, where Tomes covers things up, gets a stop and play here again. Just about halfway through this third period of action. As draw will be won now by the Selects. Pass can't get sent up. As down low, back in the Select zone, low slot, that short shot from Robichaud turned aside by Tomes. So we get another face-off inside of the Select zone. Cipriano's backhand pass attempt out. Not hard enough. As this puck goes down low again, Cipriano able to pick it up. Shielding number 18 and Delaney Rigaud away from the puck. Goes D off the backboards to Eve Moosetail, who can't work this puck past Selects player who clogged up the boards. A few players from each team trying to scoop this puck away from the boards to work it out. It's the Selects who get possession of it, trying to play this down low into the slot, but can't get it there. Loose puck still high up in the Central Plains Capital zone. As near the far hash marks now. Loose puck to the point. Beavis tries sending a low shot on net, but that unable to get through. Central Plains clogging the zone well. So it'll be Robichaud who delays high up in the Eastman zone upon entry before sending it down low and going off for a change. This allows for a puck battle to ensue. Opposite corner. Puck sent to the point to Blocker, but he got past her. As a trip-in penalty coming up here. Taking a spill there was Beavis, who worked her way up. Loose puck finally covered up by Denbo. As with that, the Selects team back onto the power play. 10:23 remaining. Here from Niverville in this early MFHL regular season game. You're watching G-Show Productions, for this game on gshow.ca. Our edition of MFHL Game Day number 2 this season, on your home of Manitoba Female U18 AAA Hockey League here in the province. Sent down low to Hepner. Plays it up to the point, short pass to Beavis. Short pass back to Hepner now, who circles back up high. Looking for options. She surveys, decides to send it down low into the area of Heidinger, but unable to cradle it successfully at first. Now Heidinger does get it. On her backhand, passed up. That backdoor, almost finding Hepner, was number 17 in Veda Rigaud. Up top to Vivas, back to Heidinger. In her skates a bit though, she had some trouble receiving that pass. Rimmed all the way around, but first on it will be Veda Rigaud to hold the line. Goes DD to Beavis. Back to Rigaud, already a goal in this game. Her shot gets through and turned aside by Denbo, with 57 seconds remaining on this power play. Out to take the face-off for the Selects now against Taryn was Maya Grenier, which Taryn won it, but the Selects back on the puck right away. They possess this up top. Chloe Carrier goes across to Hawes. Her low shot through, turned aside by the stick of Denbo. No rebound left. 40 seconds left now on this power play. This puck sent all the way out now. And into the Select zone. Central Plains giving the Select some trouble upon their zone exit. Pass across, now up to Isabella Carey from Chloe to Abby Dixon, who drops this back for Chloe but can't find her. It's Abby Dixon now wheeling, tries cutting through the middle, but has that puck sticked away. Good stick action from, I believe, number 9 and Ray for this Capitals team. Puck sent down low again, as of course back to even strength in this one. 8 minutes remaining on the clock now. Central Plains still looking for their first goal of the season. As out in front, side of the net, loose puck there, whistle blown too quickly, perhaps. So we'll get another face-off inside of the Capital zone. D to Lexi Remillard. Her shot dump into the corner, not in the area of any one of her teammates, but keeps this Select cycle going up to the point. Lexi Remillard sends this down low again. Delaney Rigaud out in front, scores! It was Rigaud with the pass. Side of the net she goes to Caitlin Schroeder for Schroeder's first in a Selects U18 AAA jersey to extend this lead out to 4-0. A huge one for number 3, her first goal at this level. Always going to be one she'll remember, I'm sure. Or maybe not. Maybe she forgets about it in a year or so. Nonetheless, huge one in this moment of time to further secure this team's victory tonight with 6:50 remaining Barring an epic collapse, Eastman should open up this opening night of play for them in the MFHL regular season with a win. That forecheck been so aggressive. That cycle game been on fleek tonight. Been on point, whatever word you want to use. Talked so much about this roster before the game and leading up into this season. One of the favorites on paper for sure, and proving that in their first game of the year as this puck gets sent below the goal line in the select zone. Tomes was out to play it. This gets sent all the way into the neutral zone and into the cap zone for the time being. Robis showed, that move from blocker. She couldn't get past number 9 and Grenier. Short pass in front. Cook scores! And everything seemingly starting to unravel for this Capitals team now. What is one of the golden rules in your defensive zone? Don't mess around in the middle of your ice. In that middle area of it, in your own end. What happens there? Blocker. Not the time for her to get fancy. She does anyways. Tries to do an inside-outside move, a little shimmy shake on Maya Grenier, but she's not fooled by it. Picks her pocket and able to create that scoring chance, creating a pass that gets sent over to Cheyenne Scott Cook. As the second-year select and homegrown select here from Niverville. It's on the board for the first time this season. As, again, the selects get in on the forecheck. Chloe Carrier activated into the zone, had her stick taken away. The selects still trying to keep this in. It finally gets out from this Capital side as Isabella Carrier whips a cross-ice pass into the neutral zone, taken away now by the Capitals. Cameron, her shot turned aside into the backboards by Tomes. Scott Cook up to Delaney Rigaud, and here's Schroeder with a chance. Potential 2-on-1 developing, decides to shoot. That puck not fooling Denbo this time around. As Schroeder took the defense one-on-one. I believe she went up against Eve Moosetail coming in on that rush. Moosetail, good job of staying in that lane to block that shot up. Getting a piece of it at least. Speaking of blocks, another one from Central Plains. This is back into the select zone as they maintain possession. A little fake from Lexi Remillard there before sending it D to D, and the select's able to break into the zone. Delaney Rigaud tried sending that further down low towards the net to Callie Remillard, but pass couldn't get there. Delaney Rigaud up to the point to Normando, across to Lexi Remillard. Short pass through, looking for a tip. She gets it, but Delaney Rigaud's tip could not register on net for a shot. 3 minutes, just below 4 minutes remaining in this contest now. Schroeder, Caitlin, her shot heavy on the way through, but hits something on its way to its destination, forcing it to go wide. Cycle game continuing here, strong for the selects as it's down low. Still can't be broken out here by this Capitals team as Heidinger recovers the puck now, bringing it to the net, tries to maneuver through the defense of Zoe Chance, but could not. Still holding the line here. The Capitals finally able to go cross ice and get this puck out, but Mowerkirk gets stripped right away. Here's Heidinger, her shot wide of the net. It was Veda Rigaud who forced the turnover. Across to Beavis, goes down low. Kennedy, Carrier sends it to the net, and it'll be covered up with 2:55 remaining by Denbo. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a Central Plains Capitals sequence when they've had a bit of zone time. It's been all selects in this period, as it has been for most of this game. Currently still searching for their first goal of the season as Central Plains. As this puck picked up, Kennedy Carrier backhand, oh, just high of the net. Dragged to the middle, would have been a highlight reel. So we got a penalty here coming up in the late stages of this third. Both are going to be going in Hepner and Blocker. Stay tuned for our pregame show coming, or for our postgame show coming up after this one. Short postgame show brought to you by Terrico Goaltenders, Kent Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. And Make Hand Fasteners and Tools will have, it's basically a summary in this one of what happened, our players of the game, and some final words on this Saturday night from Niverville, as this draw will be won by the Capitals. In on the forecheck again, though, quickly, and first on this puck. It's the selects. This time it was Isabella Carrier. Sent it down low. Teammate got robbed out. Carrier, that puck gets past her on the boards. Now back onto her stick and sends it down low. As it gets up to the point, Heidinger, her shot kicked away by Denbo again. The coincidentals coming both for unsportsmanlike conduct. It's chipped into the select zone, onto the stick of Heidinger, who plays it off of the backboards. Across to Veda Rigo. That pass behind Kennedy Carrier, who recently had a beautiful scoring chance that could have made it 6 for this selects team. Working with it in the neutral zone now. The Capitals, like much of tonight, send it into the select zone, but not much pressure afterwards. It's been opposite for the selects. Getting in on that forward check first again was number 9 in Maya Grenier. Played a short pass over to Dixon. Plays it higher up into the zone, near the blue line now. This puck finally gets out. Central Plains before the red line sends the puck in, all the way down for an icing. And with that, another face-off coming inside of the Central Plains zone. Of course, as mentioned, they'll be back in action next week against the Brandon Wheat Kings in Brandon's inaugural home opener for that U18 AAA program. Taryn now muscling through on Hawes, gets a cross-ice feed, but no one there. Maybe, honestly, one of the Capitals' best chances all period long, as Denbo takes away that pass into the short slot. Getting on their horses now are the Capitals, but just before the blue line, Cipriano decides to send it in deep. As down low into the final minute, final 30 seconds now, Carrier got tied up against McGregor. Cipriano now activates down low, and she's tied up, battling along with some selects. McGregor scoops up this loose puck. Her pass into the slot, though, intercepted, and Abby Dixon in the final 10 seconds or so of this one. We'll see if she shoots. She delays, cuts back. Oh, fans on it. Goes wide of the net, hits the backboards. This puck will be eaten against the boards in the Capitals' end, and as the buzzer sounds, we get our final score here tonight. A 5-0 dominant victory for the home side in the Eastman Selects. Coming off of a franchise best season in the regular season last year, made it back to the Final Four. Lost in 4 games to the Wildcats, I'm sure, for this returning group. And for Laird LeLuc coming back, specifically to see the 2025 graduating players see this season through well. They get off to a hot start. The defense was on point, the forecheck was on point, everything leading to a 5-0 win here tonight. And if we take a look, this game tonight, like, for Central Plains, it's all about building towards, getting into that mid-season format and getting better as this year goes along, to the point where you're at the end of the year, you're into playoffs and you're feeling confident about how this team is playing together. It's still such a young team. Most of these players haven't played at this level before. And it's going to take some time. And when you start off against two favorites on paper to win a championship, like, it's tough. Especially when you don't have that same type of skill or talent as a team like Eastman or the Winnipeg Avros. But for the Eastman Selects, like, this is a team that starts this season off similar to how they were looking in midseason last year. Like, just getting better and better as the game went along, having a strong cycle, a strong forecheck, getting really good defensive play, not spending much time in their own end, and getting some solid saves from their goaltending here tonight. They'll be back in action tomorrow, of course, against the Pembina Valley Hawks, looking to start off the season 2-0 as they'll be on the road in Morden. But as for our players of the game, brought to you by Midcan Fasteners and Tools, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, and Goaltenders. We're going to start off with the Capitals, and I'm going to give it to Lana Cipriano. I thought that she was making some good things happen tonight with rushing the puck up, making some good stops off the rush and disrupting the flow of things for Eastman. And, yeah, out of all the players, I think she created the most quality chances tonight on this Capitals team. There were a few others, but Cipriano really stood out. As for the Eastman Selects, a lot of players played great games, but I'm going to give it to Veda Rigaud. Veda, proving how much of a force she really is, not only on the back end, but again offensively. Activating into the slot for that third goal of the game near the end of the second period and putting away a beautiful one-timer. Good on the rush, too, against it, and also doing a really good job, along with a lot of these Selects defensemen tonight, in terms of holding that line and keeping the puck in and keeping the Capitals hemmed in all night long. So, Veda Rigaud with some points. Strong game for her tonight. I thought Cipriano had a strong game for the Capitals. They get your players of the game here from Niverville, Manitoba. We'll be back here at some point this month in this season. Check back on our website at gshow.ca for all our broadcast schedule details, as we'll be releasing it week by week for what we got in that upcoming given week. Thank you for tuning in tonight, if you did, for choosing G-Show Productions, your home of MFHL hockey once again here in the province of Manitoba for 2024-2025. Thank you to Midcan Fasteners and Tools, Terrico, Goaltenders, and Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia for sponsoring yet another edition of MFHL hockey here on the network and continuing to support and cover in the female hockey scene. The Selects back in action tomorrow. The Capitals get the rest of opening week off. Selects starting off pretty damn well this season with a 5-0 win. I've been your host and play-by-play commentator, Graham the G-Show Forsyth, from everyone here at G-Show Productions. Thank you for watching. 5-0, the Selects win here in their home and season opener on this Saturday night in early October. Good night, everybody. Take care.